Welcome to the Shed and Shine podcast. I am Gino Wickman. This is where Rob Dubé and I help driven entrepreneurs shed their shit, free their true selves, unlock true entrepreneurial freedom, and shine. We truly appreciate you taking the time to spend with us, and we hope to make a huge impact on you. Hello and welcome back. This episode I call, Are You Ascending? So this topic is a question. Are you ascending? And what I'm going to do my best here is articulate a visual that I have in my mind, and I'm going to take you really far down the rabbit hole, or up the rabbit hole, for lack of a better term, and that will make a whole heck of a lot more sense if I communicate this well. And I want to start with a thought. And so it's just a thought that's coming to me. And the thought is, I think we're meant to ascend. I think we're meant to go up and up and up and up. And so the words that come to mind there is up and up and up we go. And that takes me to the true self model. So the true self model is basically the infinity symbol, which is a number 8 sideways. And the infinity symbol is illustrating this flow if you follow that figure 8. And on the left side of the true self model is the word impact. And on the right side of the true self model is peace. And what we're here on this journey is to help you float, which is this perfect balance of making an impact on the world while feeling peace. And so with that visual in mind, I'm going to take you to both sides of the model, but we're going to start with the impact side of the model, and we're going to talk about ascending, ascension, going up and up and up we go. And so when we start with the impact side, that is the outer world. That is your outer world. That's the tangible stuff. And so the illustration I'm going to give you here is very tangible, where when we get to the peace side, it's going to be a bit less tangible. And as we focus on the impact side and we talk about ascension, there's a term I've used for decades called delegate and elevate, delegate and elevate, delegate and elevate. And so that's what we driven entrepreneurs do as we go to the next level. We delegate things so that we can elevate to the next level. Well, in this podcast and in the book Shine, we talk about shed and shine, shed and shine, shed and shine. And so delegate and elevate, shed and shine, they're both the same thing. They're all about ascension, going up and up and up. And so I want to use me as an example, because what came to me as I was having this thought, as I was thinking about my business life and how I've ascended and kept going up and up and up and up. And the root of this outer world ascension is all about making a bigger and bigger and bigger impact. And so I take you all the way back to age 22 when I was selling real estate. As I was selling real estate, I was making a huge impact on my clients and customers. I was really good at it. I focused on obsessing about and being great at my craft. However, there came a point where I felt this calling, this desire, this need to kind of go to the next level. And so from there, I found a passion and love for the family business, which was in real estate sales training. And I took that sales training and it really transformed my life. And I wanted to help others transform their lives. And so I ascended to the next level of helping many real estate agents succeed in that industry. In addition to that, I then worked my way up through that organization. Again, I went up and up and up, ascended to taking over the reins of that organization and turning that organization around and helping my entrepreneurial father get everything he wanted from that business. I had this knack for running a business. And then from there, I got a calling to not only help one business, I then decided I wanted to help many businesses. And so I wanted to focus on helping entrepreneurs run their businesses. So I wanted to help many companies make an impact on their customers and their clients. And so I ascended to the next level of helping many entrepreneurs. From there, after I did that for 5 years and realized some success at that, and again, honed my craft, I feel I was truly great at helping these entrepreneurs. I then wanted to go to the next level. I got this calling to help people that want to help entrepreneurs. And so again, it's all about impact. As I'm telling you this story, the impact just kept getting greater and greater and greater. And so that next step was finding people that had a passion and desire for helping entrepreneurs. So I helped these people help entrepreneurs as I was doing. From there, I then, with my partner Don Tinney, built an organization over the next 10 years that grew 40% a year, again, helping people help entrepreneurs. And then I got a calling that said, I've taken this organization as far as I can. I built a great team around me, delegate and elevate, elevated myself to the owner of the business. I was then able to sell that business and move on to the next calling, which was now helping entrepreneurs in more ways. It's starting with helping these entrepreneurs live their EOS life by writing the book EOS Life. So from there, I just wanted to create content to help entrepreneurs. That led me to create Entrepreneurial Leap, which to help entrepreneurs in the making, led me to write the EOS Life, helping entrepreneurs live their ideal life, led me to write Shine and these 10 disciplines with Rob Dubay, all intended to help entrepreneurs and make an even bigger impact. And then shoot forward to today, where I'm sitting here with these 5 pieces of content that I've created to help entrepreneurs, making a bigger impact than ever. What's next? I don't know, but the focus is to impact 1 million entrepreneurs with each one of those pieces of content. And then when I accomplish that, I don't know what the next calling is. There is this number 70 million that comes to me for some reason. But the point in all of that is not to brag, is not to boast, is not to impress you. It's to hopefully inspire you. It's hopefully designed to get you to think about your life and your ascension, because the point here is all about impact and answering the question, what impact do you have? And so again, I'm just sharing my thought process about all this. And so in this, my mind then shifted to you, because each level that I ascended to, again, it was all delegating and elevating. And so my question to you is, how are you ascending? How are you delegating and elevating? How do you want to make a bigger impact? As Zig Ziglar said, you get all you want in life if you help enough people get what they want. And in its simplest form, I think about you as a driven entrepreneur sitting there at the helm of your company, and think about the major functions of your business. Hopefully you have a head of marketing, a head of sales, a head of operations, a head of finance, people heading up the major functions of your business, and a great integrator in place that frees you up. They run the day-to-day, and you're freed up to fully be the driven, visionary entrepreneur that you are. And in looking at that, is there one of those functions that you're mired in, that you're pulled into? And is there an opportunity for you to upgrade, to find someone to fill one of those functions, to free you up to another level of growth, to ascend, to keep going up and up and up you go, to make a bigger impact on the world? And then the last thought, and again, we're just focusing on this left side of the model, the impact side. The last thought is, what's holding on to your feet? What is holding on to your feet? And so I think about me, and I think about as I've ascended, I think about all the pull that I've had to experience in my life, where people would say, don't go. It's so hard, because your soul wants to grow. Your soul wants to ascend. I believe we are here to ascend. I believe we are meant to ascend. And there are people in our lives that are hanging on to our feet. But I ask you, what's hanging onto your feet? Because sometimes it's people hanging on to your feet because they don't want you to grow to the next level. But sometimes it's you hanging onto your feet. There's something you need to shed so that you can go to the next level. And so I urge you to just look at, is there anything holding on to your feet preventing you from ascending, going up and up and up? That was the left side of the model. So now we are going to the right side of the model, the peace side of the model, and it's the exact same words. It's the exact same journey. It's the exact same visual, because all I'm trying to articulate to you is a feeling, okay? And so same exact story. If you want to keep going up and up and up and continue to ascend in your peace, it's the exact same thing. So when we talk about the peace side of the model, we're talking about your inner world. We're talking about intangibles. It's so hard to touch and feel and measure this thing that I'm about to tell you about. But let's go back to delegate and elevate, and let's talk about shed and shine. Delegate, elevate, shed, and shine. They're actually the exact same thing. But what makes more sense on this side of the model is shed and shine, because there's things we need to shed that are holding us back from ascending, from vibrating higher, from maximizing our energy. And the model that we like to use to articulate this is David Hawkins' map of consciousness. And so we've talked about this in the past. We shared this in the book. I'm going to give you the fast version, but in its simplest form, David Hawkins talks about how we all vibrate at a different level. And he shares a map of consciousness, which there's a direct correlation to the emotion you're experiencing and a particular number. And so the scale goes from 0 to 1,000. And so when we talk about ascension and going up and up and up and up, I believe our souls are on a journey to get to 1,000, to vibrate at the highest level. And at the lowest level, 20, 30, 50, 75 are things like shame and guilt and apathy and grief. But as we move up to fear, desire, anger, pride, courage, neutrality, willingness, acceptance, reason, love, joy, peace, enlightenment. And so we are all vibrating somewhere on that scale. And now I'll use me as an example, because as I was thinking about this for you, I thought about how I keep going up and up and up I go and ascend. And I think about, again, it was age 15 when I stuffed down all my pain and trauma from my past and created the facade to put on a good face to the world. It was age 30 when I realized that I had stuff to shed. When I realized I wasn't vibrating very high. Now, I didn't use those words back then, but my soul was pinged. And something called me to go inside and go deep and start to shed things. And so I shed a few things in the first 10 years, and then a few more things in the next 10 years. And then it was really profound now in my 50s, especially in my early 50s. But same thing, I just kept shedding and shining, shedding and shining. I kept delegating and elevating. That's not the perfect words to use for this, but I would shed and let go of the low energy stuff, the things I was hanging onto from my past. And each time I would let those things go, I would then vibrate just a little bit higher. And then I would let some other things go, and I'd vibrate a little bit higher. And I let a few more things go and vibrate a little higher, and up and up and up I went. Again, from an energetic, vibrational peace standpoint. And it was all about just focusing on more and more peace. Just like on the left side of the model, it was all about focusing on more and more impact. This is all about more and more and more peace. Let peace be your guide on this side of the model. Let impact be your guide on the left side of the model. And so it makes me think of a quote. And the quote is by Rumi, who says, "Your task is not to seek for love, but to merely seek and find all the barriers within yourself that you have built against it. Now let's flip the word love to peace, and I'll read it again. Your task is not to seek for peace, but merely to seek and find all the barriers within yourself that you have built against it. So again, it's all about shedding and shining, shedding and shining. And so I ask you, what's holding onto your feet here? So again, is it you? Is it them? Is it both? Do you have toxic relationships that you need to shed? Do you have past beliefs, wounds, trauma? Are they family? Are they friends? Are there things that are just energetically holding you down that you need to shed because your soul wants to ascend from a low vibration to a high vibration and maximize your energy? And so again, what's keeping you in a low vibration? And shed those things. How much peace do you want to have? And so with all of that said, I hope that I have articulated this visual in my brain and these series of thoughts that I'm having. And I close with this: up and up and up you go. I believe we are meant to ascend. Are you ascending? And then for what this is worth, the other thought that came to me is there is someone in your life that needs to hear this message. I'm going to pause just for a few seconds so that that person comes to you. And I'm going to ask you to please send this episode to them. And up and up and up we go. Thank you for listening in today. We truly appreciate you taking the time to spend with us, and please tune in for the next episode. Until then, if you'd like to see where you are on your true self journey, go to shedandshinepodcast.com to take the true self assessment and receive personalized guidance. If you're all ready to begin your inner world journey with Rob and myself, please join us for the next round of the 10 Disciplines group coaching program. We wish you all the best in freeing your true self. Stay focused, and much love.